lanes. I've been driving this train, years in this lane. There's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say.
Welcome back. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? JR, what's going on?
Hey, all good, thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's making it up to about 80 degrees. It's perfect, not too humid today. I hope the weather is good where you are.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Nice hot weekend, lots of sunshine, all good.
All good. Okay, Elsie, what about you?
It is all good here. We are 88. The AC is on. I'm as tired, but I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you, and both you and JR. Glad to have you both. Okay, very briefly before we get all the way into it, what did you guys think of this episode? You know, this is the first part one at the Getaway. JR, you want to go first?
Okay. Yeah, for me, there were quite a few flare-ups in the house. You know, we saw Kiara explode. We saw Angie explode. So a couple of bits. We saw Cam get very distant. Yeah, like just a couple of things. Jay messed up. Khalil had to coach him. Yeah, like there's quite a few things that happened. So it's an interesting episode in terms of, you know, the drama that's going on inside the house. I'm not going to compare it to previous seasons, the retreats and stuff, but yeah, it's got some drama that's going to lead into the next episode. It's quite compelling.
All right. If you had to give it a grade, A, B, C, D, or F for fail, what would you give it?
I'll give it a C minus, I think.
C minus? Okay. And you guys out there in the audience, and whether you're watching us live or on the replay, let us know. Drop in and let us know what grade would you give this episode, Tommy's Getaway. All right. Now, Elsie, what are your thoughts?
I would almost give it a Z for Z's for being kind of boring, but hey, it was a filler episode. Definitely a filler. I understand, but you know, I don't like these, I don't like these types of endings, but it was apart from a little bit of snippets of stuff, it was snoozing for me. And I guess because there's certain things we have not seen, like how, Jay and his lady, how they, are so solid or connected. We haven't seen the trajectory of their dating, and we haven't seen much if any of Khalil dating. So that's why I said that.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's I'm still trying to understand Taye and Cisco. Like, I don't see it, I don't get it, but I guess they did show interest in each other from the very beginning. But I thought she was kind of not interested in him anymore after finding out his situation.
She's a classic case. You say he is not up to the standards and which I want for a man, but I'll still date him. Ugh.
Oh, maybe she needs her itch scratched. I don't know.
There are devices for that.
Not a Bob. Hey there, Dina. And guys, welcome. I want you to wish Miss Wilson a very happy birthday today. It's her birthday. And I know she's probably turning 29 again. So be sure and wish her a happy birthday if you're in the chat. Really, really, really appreciate you being here on your birthday. And I hope that your birthday gave you everything and is giving you everything that you want. I hear, wait a minute. I think I heard a little birdie told me that somebody else is also celebrating today.
Okay.
Elsie.
Y'all, they're carrying on because I said today is my 8th wedding anniversary with Mr. Elsid. So
Yeah.
I'm here celebrating with y'all.
That's right. You are. Bigger celebration on tap for later. Oh my goodness, Cisco did enough to get a good night's sleep on the couch. On the couch again, on the couch. Oh,
Cisco
Lord.
was asleep most of this session. At least Sahara was nice to him. She just blew in his ear. Somebody like me will be devastating to sleep on. If we all in the same cabin and you fall asleep like that, oh, you're gonna be waking. It's gonna be college again. You're gonna be waking up with all kinds of stuff, written on your face, or maybe some stickers all over your forehead.
I was wondering about that. Is he like, why is he the only one that seems to be like falling asleep while everybody else is having a good time?
He's bored.
Really?
No,
He's
the thing that
Okay.
surprised me, Sahara blowing in his ear. Where did that come from? Because they're not even a connection. So I'm not sure why she's trying to be playful with him.
Well, that's a one way of, anyway, yes, people do it in a romantic setting, JR, but people also do it to kind of wake somebody up. They try to see how sensitive, or are you really far gone asleep, or you going to jump up?
Well, he said he's a snorer. So if he ain't snoring, he ain't in a deep sleep.
Okay, I would have done the same thing Sahara did to see if how deep asleep are you, and if you didn't feel it, it would have been stickers time.
Practical joker. Okay. Well, let's get started. The guys, we started off in the vault with the men and the we called it the fantastic. What was it called again? The Fabulous Five. What was
Something
that?
like that.
Something like that. I mean, I think I should know this reference because it's a U of M reference from back with Jalen and Jalen Rose and da 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 da. But anyway,
The Fab Five.
Fab Five. There you go. Fab Five. Fab Five. They're in the vault, and the guys are talking, and I don't know. Tommy's basically letting them know that they have earned the right to go on this getaway, which I'm trying to figure out how and why. But what did you think of this scene, JR?
Not much. They have the power this episode, and now is the time to go on this getaway and nail down these connections. But Tommy gave them a word of advice, though. He did say, if there is no connection, be prepared to walk away. Picture what your relationship's going to look like 6 months from now when the cameras are down and you're doing real life together. So be careful with your choices.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anything else, JR?
No, that was the most interesting part of this scene for me.
Okay, we'll move over to Elsie so you can finish chomping on whatever that is you're chomping on.
Damn, I tried to hide it.
I think yes, we need the retreat. We're supposed to have the retreat, but we can head to the bridge. I mean, really, how many people already paired up? Only Cam trying to juggle 3 ladies, and Rose got to decide between 2 mans. If we could just head to the bridge.
Why we head to the bridge? We haven't even finished with the getaway yet.
I understand we need a getaway. We can have one night at the getaway and then do the finale at the getaway. We don't need to draw this out and then the next time the women have the advantage. It's like we already would be down 4 for 4, just like the Wendy's meals. I mean, come on. We could just go home.
Yeah, but we also have, I think, 2 of the ladies saying that, they're starting some connections very late at the retreat. that they're using the retreat to try and establish connections, whereas some people have already decided what they're doing.
Well, is Deanna? Well, we'll get to it in a minute about Deanna and Khalil. Is that?
Mhm.
I'm using the retreat to see who can cook and who can fix a drink. Okay, because other than that, and your traveling habits, that kind of thing. The
Sleep.
habits you see apart from just meeting up. When somebody's just done up, how you look like in the morning without makeup.
And at nighttime, do you go to bed with the bonnet on, or do you snore in your sleep and all these different
Now,
things?
okay, why you got to bring the bonnet up?
Yeah, I'm about to say, what
The-
difference does it make if she wears a bonnet? Like you haven't.
Well, some ladies that have to keep their hair a certain way, and they do that by wearing a bonnet or a do-rag or a headscarf.
And some men wear do-rags
And
so
some
they can get
men-
some waves.
Yeah, Khalil
Get
definitely
'em,
wears a
Elsie,
do-rag.
get 'em.
Yeah, Khalil definitely wears a do-rag. Cam
Or a
doesn't.
bonnet, or both.
Cam doesn't need one. So
Well, anyway, what's wrong with a do-rag? That's all I got to say. What's wrong with a
Hey,
little do-rag?
3 out of the 5 men in there, or at least 4 out of the 5 of them, definitely wear something on their head to sleep.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
But
is
what's
Cam,
I
is
mean,
Cam one of them?
I don't know. Maybe when he gets his shiner,
Nah,
he wants
Cam
to
don't
keep
need
it.
nothing on his head. He's all head.
Apart from some hair, he don't need nothing.
No, he doesn't. Okay, so now I got to ask you a question. What did you guys think this season, for the first time that I've ever known, they put everybody on a party bus or whatever you want to call it? What did you think of that, JR?
Cam cuddled up with Sahara. Looked very close. Looked like she's clearly his favorite. I would have, if by the way things looked, I'm thinking, why have you got 3 girls as a connection when you're clearly booed up with Sahara on the bus?
Right. It looked like it a little bit.
Yeah, he ain't like that with none of the other connections.
And then Kiara, I think Kiara was in the back. I don't have that picture, but they're in the back together with Jay, sitting together, and I think she was giving him all of the rules and regulations for the weekend.
Reading him the right act. Yeah.
What did you think, Elsie?
There's only one person that is the reason we got to be on this party van, because they can't drive themselves out to the house.
Uber.
Why
This
not?
is far.
They have every season they've done 3 and 4 and 5 in a car. Why not?
But this time they've got everybody in one minibus. That's what Elsie's saying.
Yes, it'll be the drama of it all, in the minibus. So
when they come back, you mean for the return?
Right, because it's the minibus. Everybody comes, everybody's picked up. That's perfectly fine. But apart from Taye gonna have to drive, because I'm telling you, I would lose my mind if Cisco is driving Taye's car out to that house.
Well, also look at the drama that's going to happen after spending time in the retreat, and you're seeing your connections with other people and all the feelings and emotions that are going to be built up from that. You like Kiara and Jay watching him massage Sahara and all of that.
And the ride back. Let's see
the
who's
ride
sitting
back
together on the ride back.
Let's see if
Exactly.
probably everybody be sitting on their own separate bench.
But I like Hussein. Hussein and Jay. They sat on the inside. And lady, if you would like to sit next to me, you can.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, what did you guys think? Did it seem like a little bit like Angie was kind of cutting her eyes over at Cam and Sahara?
Heck yeah, I would.
Yeah, but Angie, she seemed like she cut up a lot of things, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah.
And look how Cam is delicately making sure that Sahara's braids don't get caught up in their canoodling.
He's making sure that her hair grease doesn't stain his shirt.
No, he was pulling out the long part of the hair.
You know what? I'm gonna fire you, JR. you got a pink slip coming, so that's terrible.
It may be the case that you're trying to make sure her hair doesn't get tangled in his bag strap, because he kept that bag on the whole episode, pretty much.
What's that all about?
I don't know these people to be cohabitating with them.
Maybe he's got some special things in that backpack, that satchel of his.
Or maybe he's worried someone's got sticky fingers.
Oh my goodness! And don't bring it if you're worried about that.
Valuables.
Yeah, and so as you guys were saying, oh wait a minute, hold on, wait a sec. Well, we got Cam and Rose now. They get to the retreat center, and it's a beautiful house. Cam and Rose are in the bedroom, and they're canoodling. What did you make of that, Jr.?
Yeah. Boy, it did make sense to me because, like, we just saw him cuddled up with Sahara, and Rose is gonna be sharing her room with Hussein. So, yeah, I'm not sure about this situation right here. And the way it looks, just from this still shot, you would think that these two are number one connections for each other.
You would. I mean, he got a hug from everybody thus far this episode of his three, except for Angie. But we'll get to that in a minute. What did you think, Elsie?
He took her bags down to her room, so he knew she was going to be housing with Hussein. So my thing is, she's dressing him.
Mm-hmm.
She's not his girlfriend, and she's dressing him.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did give him those shirts. Yeah, what did you think of that? What did you make of that?
Here's what I make of it. You okay? Here's what I make of it. JR, I know you're gonna come for me when I say this, and I'm ready. Why are the women always giving the men gifts on this Philly season? Angie done gave Hussein that charm. Here comes Rose giving Cam some shirts. The women are giving gifts out here, and I don't see the men reciprocating. That's all I'm going to say. Philly ladies, y'all need to fall back and stop buying all this stuff. Match his energy. I'm going to quote somebody from this episode. Match his energy.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, JR.
I mean, you could be right, Elsie. But so far, what the guys are doing is working. Cam hasn't bought anybody anything, and he's got 3 connections. I think all of the people who have connections, even Jay with Kiara, I don't think he's even bought her a gift. But he may be right. But I don't necessarily think the ladies are expecting gifts.
So we're just buying the men gifts out here.
None of the ladies that have bought gifts have said, "Where's mine?" in return. They haven't done anything like that.
But maybe they should. Just saying.
I mean, you haven't even say, "Hey, dear, let me bring you a drink." I mean, something.
Maybe it's been edited.
Okay, I can give you that possibility.
Okay, this is an edited show. Yes,
I'll give you that possibility. Okay, but even when we show up at those planned dates, is only one time I saw someone had a drink ready, and I think it was Naeem's exit date, and it's like, oh, I ordered you this drink because I know you like it. So again, the ladies are thinking of the men. I don't see the men. It's giving low to no effort.
Little Hurler said, "Not one man brought flowers, not even a bumper sticker."
Yeah. Well, I said this already, but I'll say it again. Where are these connections? If we were to stop the show right now, who do we think would end up going to the bridge and saying yes?
Well, I don't know about the yes, but Angie and Jay would go to the bridge now. Whether they would say yes.
Angie and Jay. No.
Not Angie and Jay.
No,
Kiara. I mean, sorry, Kiara and Jay. I'm sorry, Kiara and Jay. And I think Sahara and this guy right here, I think Cam. I think they would go to the bridge together. I'm not saying who's gonna say yes, but
and Cisco and Taye. Humbug.
But right. Cisco and Taye, right? They might be the only two that actually do say yes, though. Not
and should say no.
You think she's gonna say no after letting them?
She should say no. She should pull a Sabrina on Walter and choose herself.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
go.
yeah,
Happen
that would
anyway.
be good. That might be good.
That's her only saving grace for me. If she pulled him in and then she catch and release, that's her only saving grace. But if they say yes and walk up into the sunset, I'm like, oh, child, make sure you keep your receipt because there are no returns.
Mm-hmm. Well, what did you guys think later on? We get down to the common area, and these two are massaging and legs thrown over each other's legs and massaging inner thighs, massaging necks, and we're just friends though. What did you think of that, Elsie?
Okay. We are in the middle of the living room across the kitchen where every man, jack, queen, and ace of spades could see us.
Mm-hmm.
It is, to me, it wasn't anything, actualized. So, but I understand the perception of you are putting your hands, you are massaging another woman. He has no control, but he technically does have control if Sahara slings her leg over his. He could kind of like lift his leg and kind of shake her off. But
Mm-hmm.
she's acting like Jay told Sahara, come here. Let me rub you down, girl. That is not what happened. But can it be seen as inappropriate? Can your partner be uncomfortable with it? Yes. Now, the thing, I need Kiara to calm down about is you're saying my man, my man, my man, but has he said you his woman? Pay attention. Jane said that's my woman. He always say that's Kiara.
He called her by her name, huh?
Exactly. I have not heard him say that's my girl, that's my girlfriend. It could be editing, but I have not seen that. Everybody kind of like, if we look at it like how Cisco is with Taye and Jay is with Kiara, it's like Kiara is the barnacle holding on to Jay and Jay is still making a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Jay is like, okay, I got her in the bag. Okay, yeah. But he ain't really claimed her.
That's a good point. That's a very good point because I've noticed that as well. But what do you think? Do you think that Sahara is playing mind games with Kiara?
She can't play mind games if you ain't allow her in your mind. Come on now.
Okay.
And it's Philly. I would agree with that. And I always say it's Philly. Sahara knows exactly what's going on. She knows, Kiara thinks that's her man. She knows exactly what's going on. If I'm getting no action from Cam and he's entertaining somebody else, I need to create my own entertainment. And here come Kiara. Let me get Jay to rub my back.
Well, did you guys catch the part where she bent over and she was twerking and he tapped her rear end? Did you guys catch that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right before they sat down on the couch.
Yeah.
Everybody's single.
Right, but I okay, here's my thing. He's telling us in the confessional, he's telling us that these two, they're just friends. He doesn't want to call her his sister because that would take away from the little bit of whatever they had that God knows whatever. But I mean, seriously though, you trying to tell me this grown man doesn't recognize that his behavior will be upsetting to the woman that he was sitting next to on the way there?
Elsit?
What? If you want to go ahead. I got stuff to say, but I have kept you quiet too long.
Oh, how gracious of you.
He is gracious.
So yeah, Sahara's being very performative. It seemed like she was trying to reenact Billy Crystal and Meg Rang, like the noises she was making.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You would have thought much more was going on than was actually happening. Yeah, very performative. Knew that everybody was in the room and everybody looked over to hear what the noise was about and saw what was going on. And they're like, okay. So she got what she wanted, which is attention to the fact that she's trying to strike up another connection with Jay. I know in my opinion, I think she knows that she's short of connections. And like Elsid said, with Cam occupied with the other two connections he has, she's trying to make herself busy. And disrupt Jay and Kiara's connection. So she knows full well what she's doing. And to be fair, you are supposed to be striking up connections.
Right.
We left it a little late. You know, she only started noticing him last episode or the one before, but now she's making her move. But he's already friend-zoned her. He already says, you know, this is just a homegirl, nothing else. You know, I don't think he's attracted to her like that. I don't think he sees her as a legitimate threat to him and Kiara.
But JR, look at his body language. What is his body language saying? If we were just to give words to this, his body language in this picture, what is his body language saying?
He looks like he's very not interested in her and he's just chilling. Like there's like a wide chasm between. I mean, she's got her leg over his, but he's not. It doesn't look to me like he's particularly interested in her in any romantic way. Not from this still shot, anyway.
Okay, all right.
But he firmly says, like, Kiara's his girl, and that's the one he likes. Even when he confides in Khalil, when he does his confessionals, he's always talking about Kiara. He's not talking about Sahara like that. So I don't think he's sending mixed messages. I think he's basically just the way he tried to justify it is that he's very touchy-feely with his girlfriends. Now that's a problem. Shouldn't be
with his
that.
friends, with his platonic friends. And that's what I was thinking, like, isn't that problematic? Has he had this issue? Has he had a long-term relationship recently?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just would wonder, because I don't think any woman would really want to put up with that. Okay, El Cid, you're on.
Well, again, that'll be my question. Is he like this? Because he really doesn't know Sahara. You know, he's only just met her through this process.
Okay.
So what is he like with the ladies who are long-standing friends of his? Because he could have played into it more with Sahara. He could have put two hands on it. He could have put his back into it. But he just is sitting there leaning away from her. It's kind of like a partial stiff arm, because she's trying to lean into him.
Exactly.
And he keeping her, her body away from him.
Uh-huh.
So while you are mad that he is massaging, the anger, I think, prevented Kiara from analyzing body behavior. He's leaned away. He's not putting two hands into it. Sahara putting 10 on 20. She is so mad that she doesn't even notice, like, okay, he's doing, and you being so mad, and then it's unproductive how she handles it. Unproductive. So, and we'll get to that. But in this instance, they'll be like, I'll put it in my bank of, okay, he rubbing her back with one arm, whatever. I mean, when you come back to me, I'll be like, I need you to go wash them hands, because I know where it's been. I mean,
dang.
Something as simple as that. I could smell somebody else's perfume on your hands. Don't come touching me with that. Go wash your hands. Thank you.
In fact, take a shower. Take a whole shower.
You don't need to. He ain't even pressed up against her. He could need to just wash his hands.
Wash his hands.
Wash your hands.
I actually like that as a comeback for him. I like that.
Yeah. And it's spicy enough for her. I don't know if JR would like to hear that.
No.
I mean, but what about the tapping of the booty?
Well, if a booty is in front of you, I mean, even if I'm in a strip club, I got to tap it. Come on now, Aubrey. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, she did put it out there for him.
And it's a succulent. I mean, if she was leaning in front of me and I'm a woman, I tap it. I mean,
it's silly. It's so silly. I don't know if I buy that or not. That you would tap it, but okay.
Oh yes, I would. You stick it out, I'll tap it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's one of the men's in them, and I'm stuck with someone, I may have to put my foot up and push you away, but my toes may tap you just a little bit.
Oh Lord.
I'll just say that that type of verbiage, if a man used that verbiage, Elsin, if you just stick it out and I'll tap it, it has a whole different connotation, doesn't it?
It does have a connotation. And I would not be against Jay in this instance for tapping, because again, it was an invitation. It was not, is she just standing still and it's sticking out. She bent over in front of him
and she
They
wagged
had
it
to-
at him. She wagged it her tail at him.
Exactly. She waved her tail. It was an invitation. So I understand, not because, if Deanna's standing there and she is very curvaceous, no. But Sahara was bent over. Inviting touch.
Oh Lord. I wonder if you'd been afraid if Deanna had did the same thing. Would he have been afraid to tap Deanna's bottom?
He
No,
should
both-
be, he
both
might
hands.
come skin to skin.
Both hands.
You say what now? Both hands?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. You guys are a mess. Well, this is Miss Kiara giving him the side eye. You said if you were in this situation, they said you would not have given the pleasure of a side eye or anything. You just would have told him later on when he's trying to interact with you that he needs to go wash his hands, correct?
Yeah. Go wash your hands. I know where it's been. It'll be real nice and cute. And I'd have my hands on his hands so it really don't touch me. But I would be sitting across at the table. I ain't giving this right here. You would not get that photo of me. Not at all.
Yeah, you think that she should have not fed into it and dealt with him later and talked with him later?
Well, not dealt with him. He's not a child, but dealt with the situation. But for me, that right there is also showing a lack of trust. You have to be able to look and see and know that Jay is not into Sahara. And you could say, hey, I know you're not into her, but I don't like, that the way y'all behaving together looks like you could be into her and you could dump me for her. You can have a conversation about it.
Right. Yeah. Because I'm wondering, what was it that she said they talked about, that they supposedly had set boundaries? And also, to your point, JR, did he agree to it? Did he agree to the boundaries, or did she just say, well, I want you to do this, 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 and this, and don't do that, and don't make me look foolish? And it almost sounds like, it's the whole thing, don't disrespect me and don't make me look foolish. When he says clearly he's very hands-on with his female friends, that could be a problem.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it was a conversation. It sounded like her just saying, look, this is what I want you to do. This is what I don't want you to do.
Wait a minute. Who smashed?
They're saying Kiara and Jay.
Kiara and, well, yeah, that changes things. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm like, who? I thought, Little Hurler, I thought maybe you meant
Sahara and Jay.
Sahara and Jay, yeah.
No, she only just striking out the connection now. Like, he's already. I don't think there's any chance of that.
Is it problematic when people come on this show, men or women, they come on the show and they determine right from the very beginning that this is their person? Is that problematic, do you think, JR?
Yeah, it can be. If you look in too early, you shut down the other connections, so you only have that one person. They may have other connections. So you're there looking from the outside while they try and establish, while they try and go through the process. So it is problematic when that happens, but also you can't help who you fall for, man.
Yeah, so, look at Joy and what's his face? Her husband. Clifton. Yeah. They pretty much fell for each other from the very beginning, except for that little side excursion with the Kia. The Kia, yeah. I think he tried to play the Kia. I really do, to stay on the show.
Well, there was an agreement. There was an agreement for both of them to do that. But
you think with Clifton and Joy, you mean, from previous season?
Yeah, Clifton joined the Kia had some type of agreement. And
you think so? Why would she have been so upset and so hurt when she got to the getaway and she saw that he was with Joy?
Because they said it at the reunion. Like, came out at the reunion what it was really about.
I must have fell asleep on that part. Oh my goodness.
Until the final decision, ain't nobody's, okay? Until we at the bridge or we leave the show early together, ain't nobody claimed.
That's the whole point of going to the bridge, to finally claim that person.
Exactly. So you could be rubbing on whoever you want to rub down. I'm gonna just file it away in my filing system and have a conversation.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So the guys are sitting around talking and having some drinks, some little bit of bubbly, when I think it was Hussein who said, what's the difference between the spicy and the toxic, or was that Angie? And then it kind of went from there, and then it went to breaking the windows out in the car, and Angie admitted, yeah, I've done that before. He shouldn't have been messing with me. I match energy. What did you think, JR, when she said all that?
Yeah, well, she revealed which one she was. That's not spicy. That's toxic. There's always
no, but okay, I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
there's always get back. You make me feel like this, so I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna do this, that, the other. Unless you vandalize her property first, and she's doing it in retaliation, then it's over the top. So I think Cam was right to kind of start moving his chair away from her and get up and walk away, because he's like, So, but he did basically admit as well. Like, I mean, everyone has flaws, right? But he basically said, so if I make a mistake, you're gonna tear up my whole stuff. And she was like, yeah. So he was like, no. Instantly dismissed from my rankings. 2 connections left now.
I thought the other thing that he said, like coming up to somebody's job or trying to get them fired from their job, was toxic more so. But like I said, I think the actual damaging of property like that's criminal.
Exactly.
What do you think, El Cid?
Jasmine Solomon, I bust the windows out your car. I was like, girl, why are we self-snitching? One. What is the statute of limitations on this destruction of property? It is not demure nor mindful. Okay. Why are we talking about this? She is saying this and she really thinks this is going to encourage a man to be with her.
Exactly.
Really, what man other than Cisco, who ain't got no car, is out of the line of fire? What's she gonna do? Bust the bus windows out because he rides it? Oh my word, young lady. These are one of those things that you keep the cards close to your chest.
Yeah.
You do not say that. That is your past. Okay, that is your past. I was a young 20-something-year-old who was very emotional. I wasn't fully, thinking about consequences. But as a grown woman, I would not ever do that again, is how you come out of that conversation. But to just say, yes, I did it. I match your energy. What did you do that took me to this point? Young lady, you could see this man hugging on a cousin and you think it's some other woman, but you haven't even had the conversation with him and you trying to bust his windows. Now, the thing is why I know Cam backpedaled. When I heard that, I said, Cam, no, he needs to leave that young lady go, because he is a public servant. He can't have that kind of stuff on his record.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can't.
That's why he's out of there straight away. His job is too important to have them type of things be occurring in his relationship situation. So yeah, get out early before you establish anything serious or deep with her.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's criminal. It goes beyond, to me, that goes beyond toxic. Toxic is a lot of things, but not criminal like that. No. Mm-mm.
I was surprised that the conversation was only limited to those 2 ladies. So all the ladies should have been asked that question.
Oh, good point. Good question.
Well, everybody was around. We only saw her and Rose answer.
Yeah, but that's that self-snitching thing. They didn't want to self-snitch. They're like, yeah, you just try me and wait till you find out.
She looked like she's going to destroy them shirts that Rose gave him.
That could possibly happen. Wait till he starts wearing them. And she asks, where do you get that from? And he's like, oh, it was a gift from someone in the house. Who was it?
Oh,
which B gave my man shirts?
Which B?
I'm gonna set fire to them unless you tell me.
Wait a minute. Do you guys agree with Felicia that maybe that was her liquid courage speaking? And if she was sober, she might not have said all that.
No, I think she is so triggered by the conversation that she just blurted it out. I don't think she's healed enough. I think just slightest mention of anything like that gets her blood boiling and she just starts going off.
Yeah, I need help from you too, because I can't remember from one day to the next. What was the situation when we met her ex? What was the situation? Do you guys recall? Like, what was that? What was that vibe?
It was Hussein that met her baby's father, and she didn't allow Cam.
But what was the vibe like? Did he say anything that stood out, or the vibe between them? Was there anything that stood out?
No.
Okay.
Other than she drove to the hospital herself to give birth.
Oh, she was the one that drove to the. Was that Angie? Was that Angie that drove to the hospital?
Yeah, she can't take leadership, and yeah, it wasn't Brooke.
Oh yeah, it was. She couldn't wait for him to take her, and he felt really emasculated by it, I think.
Yeah.
Elsie, anything else you want to add to this conversation about the breaking the windows out in the car?
No, I just thought it was an interesting conversation, other than what Rose had to talk to Hussein, showing that she's, more spicy than toxic,
And here's the thing too, I wanted to ask you guys about this one piece. When they say spicy, we know that typically spicy is used to describe Latinas. So wonder why they brought up the spicy part, because are Black women, for the most part, are we ever called spicy, or are we just called aggressive?
You can't call them aggressive. They'll instantly provoke backlash. So spicy is probably like a more moderate level of passion and intensity that comes when you get mad. Toxic is when you go OTT and start damaging property and other possible criminal things. So I think they were just trying to gauge the level of where they think the ladies would position themselves on that scale. And Angie was like, yep, I'm going straight off the charts. Richter scale. You hurt me, I'm going to tear everything up, burn everything down. That's how she came out. And
she came out like, what did you do to get me to react this way? Right.
And that's the accountability piece. She controls herself. She controls what she does. You can't if you go and destroy someone's possessions, their vehicle and all that stuff. I don't think the judge is going to say, show leniency when you say, oh well, he did, he went and pawned my ring, or whatever the case may be. And then the judge is going to say, oh well, because of what he did, you can walk free. No, you still have to be accountable, because what you did was something far over the top that put you in jeopardy. Why would you risk your job and your career and everything you've worked so hard for over something that could probably be solved by you just walking away instead of lashing out? So I think it was a good question to ask, and it already made the guys aware of the type of temperament that Angie has when things go left.
You agree, Elsid, with that?
Yeah, I do agree with JR with that. They have to. Oh, I do like, and I understand why the question. I understand why in the house is the question, but here's my thing. Some men like a little bit of, pizzazz. They like something more than boring. Okay.
Spicy.
And there are levels to that less than boring. There's a level of excitement. And I think the word we use these days is spicy. And there is definitely levels to spiciness, because there's some, hot sauces that you have to sign a waiver at a restaurant because of the damage it would do to your internal organs. So you have to be careful what you wish for in a lady, that you want her to be spicy, and that the spice could come out and turn on you as well. Like somebody say they want someone who's a ride or perish. You need to also know that you may perish with them. So we got to understand exactly and define, what are we looking for? What do you consider spicy? And that's why Hussein had to answer it. What is spicy to him? And what is toxic? Because it's best if they're like, oh, I want spicy instead of toxic. You throw that back at them and say, well, what do you consider spicy?
Okay. That makes sense. Because everybody's going to maybe have a slightly different, maybe even a large difference in how they define spicy versus toxic.
But she coming at it head to head. That's my problem. Where are the wiles? It's like, okay, what do you consider spicy? Waiting, in the bath for you to come home. What do you consider spicy? Or do you consider spicy, like driving by your job? What is spicy?
Coming to the door with a trench coat and nothing on under it but a thong.
Exactly.
Somebody said, okay, left eye. Oh God, yes. I remember when left eye. What did she do?
Who was it? Was it Ray Canute?
Huh?
Whose house did she burn? Was it Ray Canute?
Was it his car? I thought it was his car. Oh my God. I can hear those fingers just clacking away. She gonna tell us in a minute, guys.
Andre Rison. Yes.
Rison. And was it his car, his house?
No, it was the whole house.
Oh my God. What?
It was the whole mansion. Okay.
You know what? No. Tell me she did some time for that.
She didn't.
Yeah, I know she did. That's why I said it. But that's crazy.
The whole roof of the mansion caved in the fire. Not even Cam could have saved it. She did. She was arrested, but I don't think she served time for it.
Yeah.
Not even Deanna could have saved it.
Not even Deanna.
Not even Deanna and Cam. Not even the both of them.
She lit his sneakers on fire in the bathtub.
Oh my God. Miss Wilson, thank you for that left eye. That is too funny. That is too funny. Well, okay, so we're gonna move on from them, and we're gonna come back to the other problematic couple in the house. So Kiara is not really wanting to talk to Jay right now, and he's come to whisper in her ear, like, why are you getting so mad? But was that the right question for him to be asking her at this moment? What do you think, JR?
Yes and no. In a private setting, it could have been done. But I think after chilling with Sahara, he wanted to go and spend time with his actual connection. And when he saw how she's giving him the cold shoulder, he's like, what do I do? Like, how do we repair this? Like, what's happening? And she's just like, listen, I don't want to talk to you right now, because she's still in her feelings about what she saw on the couch. So I'm not surprised that she did that. And it just obviously wasn't the right time for her. She would prefer to do it in the bedroom in private with her back turned to him and facing the wall and just shouting. That's how she went to do it.
Yeah. I thought, you know what I kept thinking though, when we were watching the scene with her and him in their bedroom and she had her back to him, I kept feeling like and wondering, is this really her voice or is this being dubbed? Because you couldn't really see her lips moving until finally she did turn her head halfway and you could see her lips moving. As you know, Will Packard and Ready to Love have been accused of putting words literally in someone's mouth.
I don't know if that's an edit. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, we couldn't tell. And then the other thing of it is, why is she not looking at him when she's talking to him? That's kind of like typical common etiquette. If you're talking to a person, especially somebody you care about, you're gonna look at them if you're not busy doing it. You're just lying in the bed. It's not like you're even busy doing anything.
Yeah, I think not looking at him was like a punishment. Like, I don't even want to see you right now.
Well,
Because he was getting undressed and everything, getting ready to get in the bed, and she was.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? She could have did better. She could have did better, because if you not looking at him as your idea of punishment, are we still in high school? College, maybe college. Cid, any thoughts on why she was giving him the cold shoulder at the table in front of everybody?
It's best she give him the cold shoulder, and he knew to approach this in public because it may be another situation. And this is also another reason that it may have, been best if everybody drove separately, because at least she could have taken a drive to calm down if she needed to. But now we all stuck in this house, and I got to look at you. And I've got to address this with you. My thing is, I don't like this cold silent treatment. It's hey, there's something you did that we need to discuss, and could we talk about it later? I just need a moment.
And also, this was a way to determine whether Kiara is spicy or toxic too, by the way she handles the situation. So he got his answer. Yeah, she feels aggrieved. So how does she react in the situation?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Is to show how she reacts, but I don't feel like her reaction was neither. It was neither spicy nor toxic, but it was problematic in the sense that it's showing that she can't have adult conversations, even after, at the end of the day, when they're in the room alone, she still can't look at him and have an adult conversation about her feelings. So yeah.
Right. So that would be spicy, because you're not tearing shit up, tearing stuff up, and breaking stuff. So
criminal. It's not criminal, yeah.
exactly.
To turn your back on a guy, it's not criminal. No, it's not.
No.
Elsie, is it spicy? Her behavior, Kiara's behavior in this instance with at the table, and then also in the bedroom, was it spicy? Was it toxic, or was it something totally different?
To me, it just is not conducive to building a relationship with communication at all. So for me, it ain't spicy. It could be toxic, but it ain't conducive to having a conversation and letting yourself be heard that this hurt me, and go on from there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. She wants to be able to express herself so that he fully understands her, because if you're always just walking away and turning your back, and I don't want to talk about this because I'm so emotional, and that's what Felicia's saying, regulate your emotions and then have the conversation. And if we can't have the conversation the same day, at least be calm enough to say what it is. We're going to need to talk about this in the morning after I've had a good night's sleep or whatever.
That's true.
Because some things do hurt. And if they said earlier, if it's true the two of them have been smashing, I think, it's kind of normal for her to be a little bit in her feelings. But how she deals with it is going to show her level of maturity. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Anything else on this, JR or Elsit?
No, I agree with what you just said.
Well, thank you. About time you finally agreed with me.
Aubrey.
No, I'll play it. We continue on and moving forward. Rose and Hussein, they're having that conversation, and the two of them seem like they're still trying to fill each other out. I'm not so sure if these two are a fit or not. What do you think, Elsid?
I don't think they're a fit. I don't think, Hussein really checking for Rose like that at all. I
Okay.
think he thinks she's cool people. She's good people.
Hmm.
But I don't think he's looking for her to be his woman at all. Because, look at this. He ain't even looking at her. He ain't even facing her to speak. It is just giving nothing. She's there. She's, drawing the conversation about toxic, how she'll behave. And, he's like, I'm sitting here, so I got to respond. It's what it's giving.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
But doesn't he need her to stay on the show? Excuse me.
Well, he was almost kicked off, and I would think, he said, he said in conventional, he got to put in more effort. This ain't effort.
Lord have mercy.
Maybe that's more effort than he was putting in before.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? Is he the guy that sent the copy and paste good morning, beautiful text? Is that him? I mean, I'm just wondering because the two of them, they don't really seem to be meshing like that.
No, but they're not the only couple. But you're right. I don't see a connection with them like that. But I think he's a better fit than Cam. Because
Really?
because they still have that religious aspect. Like Rose is very much into her religion, her faith, and
Mhm.
Cam has already made it clear, no, I'm not interested in that.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Well, Hussein, he's open to exploring her faith and going to church with her. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he definitely hasn't come out and said what Cam said, which is that's a no.
Okay. Okay. El Cid, anything else before we move on?
No. Just as dry as ever.
You sound, you sounding like who is that? When Rome is here saying, "Oh yeah, he's kind of dry. He is boring, 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 boring."
Boring. He said I got to put in the effort. I almost got sent home, so I thought I would see effort, and all I'm seeing is egg on the face. That's all I'm seeing.
I
Oh,
think
that's
I think
Fritz.
I think his facial expression says it all.
The whole time. Jeez Louise.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ah.
I wish we had the gift. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
That should be on his t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of space in that
I'm just
t-shirt.
I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Get out of here. Now this is interesting coming up. This is interesting. We get to Deanna and Khalil. And so Khalil's asking her, which I think was a very good question. He's saying, like, when you're in a relationship with a man, and like let's say you were married, you guys were living together or whatever, what would be your expectation of this man? And she said, well, he could take out the trash, and every now and then when the paint chips, he could touch up the paint. Like what?
Yeah, basically a painter and decorator. and a janitor or removal man or something.
Maintenance man.
Maintenance man, yeah.
Yeah, that
That's what
part.
she really
That's the
means.
only thing she didn't talk about. I said, well, maybe he can kind of, scratch that itch for her. But I mean,
Nope.
like, did anybody find that kind of odd the way she said that? And then he kind of really understood her because he said, you know what, she's so hyper independent.
Yeah, because she said she's got everything else covered. Well, the only thing she can't do is repaint or take the trash out. She don't like doing that. So everything else she can do. So he may be thinking, well, where's the space for me to come in and do what I can do then? If you got everything covered.
Where's the partnership? Where's the partnership in that?
Mm.
Like,
Now, why did you have to bring this photo of Khalil up?
Because the hairstyle.
okay, it's there, it's there.
With his fine self and this
Rapping
fine
4K.
hairdo. Oh,
You like that?
heck yeah.
Yeah, I think he's cute. I think he's really cute. But I mean, I think he was right though. I kind of felt that when she was saying that. Like, I don't know if Deanna, but there's something else she said too during the conversation. I think really maybe captured why she's like this. She said that this is not her caliber of men on Ready to Love. What do you think about that, JR?
That's her experience.
Okay.
Deanna is not feeling any of those guys, and none of them have a connection with her either. So, yeah, like if she feels like that, then it's probably valid. There's no one there that has captivated her to be interested in him, and I don't get that any of the guys. I don't recall any guys actually putting her as a connection, really. And the feedback that we're getting from this episode is that she's very slow to open up, and like she's got some walls up, and she's very independent. So again, the guys will, in my mind, the guys will be thinking, well, she could do everything by herself. She's quite comfortable doing everything by herself. No room for me in her life like that. What is she doing on the show? Like, what type of guy is she looking for? Because he ain't there.
Well, I think this is true also for some of the guys, but I think the guys are a little bit more careful about covering that up, that they're not really into these women.
Yeah, it could be, but they're not emasculating her. Oh, well, the equivalent of emasculation, and that's what Deanna has done on a couple of occasions. She sunned Hussein already on the horse riding date. She sunned Cam, you know. So, and Khalil, who is rooming with her, you know, his feedback is, you know, he still can't get close to her, despite the fact that they're staying together and in the same room, and they don't have a solid connection either. Like Khalil doesn't. So I think his connection ain't going nowhere. It's not going anywhere at all. They're just not feeling each other like that.
Ooh.
Well, she did invite him to room with her.
Yeah.
She did. He said that.
Yeah, she did.
But there's no intimacy though, apparently.
None. Zero.
Maybe he's sleeping on the floor in the bedroom with her.
There's a second bed, isn't there?
Oh, then he's sleeping in the second bed because it's definitely not intimacy. He said that from the beginning to the end of this episode, that he doesn't feel any intimacy with her.
No connection, no intimate connection at all.
Well, she hasn't seen how he changes a light bulb, okay? What services she said she needs from a man, she has not seen him perform.
Of course, but it's not, they're in an Airbnb, so he's not going to be painting and decorating in there. And he's not going to, and taking out the trash. What's she going to do? Watch how seductively he walks down the path with the trash to see whether she likes him or not. It's a cop out. She's not feeling any of the guys there. I saw that as very performative. She got like, why is she all excited about having him in the room when she's not really feeling it?
But she's saying there's nobody there to match for her to be matched with because they're not her caliber.
Right.
But when in Rome says not her caliber, nobody has wiped you up yet.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's performative because she said that none of the men are her caliber, but yet she's like, Khalil, come here. Come stay in my room. Why? You're not feeling it. It's performative.
What is the caliber? I would ask.
Now there's the question. There's the question right there.
And how has that caliber worked for you? Because, you know, I'll take it back to, you know, I do that show Alone, hunting and survival skills. You know, maybe the caliber that you're using to hunt for the man you want ain't quite felon the animal you're trying to hunt. So maybe you need a different caliber. Okay? She needs a different caliber. She needs to look outside of her usual hunting grounds. Because you are chasing them away.
Yep.
Here's a man that's willing to, you know, allow you your space to just be. You know, Khalil doesn't seem like the type of dude that wants to change you.
No.
When he asks you, how can I, you know, be a part of your life? You're talking about taking out the trash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at least she didn't say and stay out there with the trash as well. Take it out and stay out there. But
But now
You
here's
get-
the thing. Isn't Deanna the same person that last episode talked about, or 2 episodes ago, I think it was, she talked about what's the guy? Was it 5x3? What's his
Naeem,
name? Naeem.
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 She talked about Naeem having all those children, and what about if she wanted to have children? So is this a possibility that you want to get married and have children? Then what are we doing here? Like we just making them the father of your children the garbage man?
Her only connection was Eddie, and he gone. Why is Deanna still here?
Exactly.
Mm.
The only other type of guy I see her going for is someone in a more senior position than she is. So maybe she might have made respect his power, his authority in whatever role he does.
Hmm.
But none of those guys are there, you know?
I could see that, but I could also see that if you're talking about in her same industry, I could see a lot of those senior guys already being married 10 years in and
Absolutely.
2, 3 kids. So like what?
She said nothing in her industry. She will not date a fireman.
Oh,
That
okay.
is
So
true as
somebody
well.
outside of her industry, but senior. Okay, so JR, explain this a little bit more. Give a little more detail. When you say senior to Deanna, what do you mean?
Yeah, so it'd be someone in like I don't know, like a police lieutenant or a doctor or a surgeon or something like that. I don't know, but it's
Oh,
someone
okay.
in a position where she can look up to,
Okay.
rather than she's more senior than them in
Okay.
her respective role.
She's used to having the power in the relationship. That may be the caliber. And if I would be interested to find out if a man, is, more elevated than her, how does she behave?
That's the question I want to know too. Exactly that.
Yeah,
Exactly that. I'm thinking that she probably wouldn't like it because she seems to, like you pointed out, she seems to like control.
yeah. So that is that too. That is definitely comes across from her as well. I don't know what relationship she's had, obviously, but if she has been in the control dynamic, I think that would suit her because but at the same time, then comes maybe a lack of respect in the way she talks to and treats the guy because she's the one that's in control of everything.
Mm. Well,
I
okay.
think Khalil would allow her to be
Herself.
her true self.
Mhm.
And, if, situation warranted, he'll put some bass in his voice. And certainly, allow her flower petals to just fold for him. Okay. So I don't think she knows exactly what she wants. She knows what she's had in the past, and it has not worked out before. So I'm
No.
like, I need her to be open to someone. And maybe, as When in Rome say, she may be put off by the men's warehouse shirts, but that is just outside. That is just, cosmetic.
Yeah,
Anytime somebody say, I
superficial.
don't like what this person was wearing, guess what? They can change their clothes.
Exactly. She's worn some outfits that probably people wouldn't be comfortable with. The chaps, the wig people
Yeah.
on. Like she's done a few things, but it's very superficial. Yeah, she did say that her previous relationship was toxic, and that's why she couldn't bring the ex on the show.
Oh yeah, she did say that. She sure
Yeah.
did.
So
I need details on that toxic part. What exactly did he do? I need to know. Did he not take out the trash the right way?
yeah,
Did he
and then
drop?
and if she
Did he?
set fire to anything, was she the one that put it out? Because since she's in a firefighting profession.
Right. Well, continuing on, we're almost there. Jay's having a conversation with Hussein about was it Hussein? Or no, it was Khalil. I'm sorry, Khalil, about the situation that he has with his girl Kiara. And I thought that Khalil was giving him really good advice. He was really straightforward in saying, man, that's no matter how you felt that's your homegirl, you got to look at how she perceived it. And that's important. And my thing is too, if he had switched it around and she had been like leaning on, let's say, Cisco, and Cisco was rubbing her neck, how would he have taken that? JR?
I don't know. Would he have been intimidated? I really don't know. I really don't know.
Would he have been jealous? Not even just so much
Yeah.
intimidated. Would he been a little bit jealous? You know, he likes Kiara.
Yeah, he does. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen him lash out, wild out, or. But then again, Kiara has not been in a
Flirting with
position to
other
be,
guys.
yeah, with other guys. She hasn't had any connections other than him. So we haven't seen him in that position. So I don't know.
Well, I think
But
that.
I think
Go ahead.
Khalil's advice was,
Yes,
it showed that Jay just doesn't have self-awareness because
that part.
the optics of that, plus the theatrics, the sound effects, and all the stuff that was going on, it made it look much more than it was. So Jay should have really realized that Kiara's not going to be cool with that. She's right there in the house, and even if she didn't walk by and see it, she could have been told about it, and they could have exaggerated the situation too, and really made it crazy. So Jay, the fact that he needed to hear that from Khalil showed me that he doesn't have much self-awareness.
That part. That
But
part.
Khalil
does he
just said,
need
So
it?
I'm
Does he
impressed
need to have it?
that you
Oh.
admitted that though. Yeah, he does. He does. If
Oh,
you're
in
if
this
you're in a
situation.
relationship with other people, yeah, you need to have self-awareness. Yes.
But what I'm getting at is that Jay has not had to present himself. Kiara has latched on. Okay, she has let him know there's no competition.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not going to stray. So we have not seen him other than the disastrous ex, which he looked at the ex some kind of way and then side-eyed her. Jay has not had to chase her very much.
I see. I see what you're saying.
She has just been like, here I am yours. And he's like, we'll see. Jay we have not seen Jay have a date apart from Coley, where he was very attentive and he was, very talkative, but Jay has not had competition. He has not had to,
Ah,
for lack of a better way of saying it, he has not had to work for it with Kiara. So we have not seen if he's ruffled feathers, if Kiara goes on a date with someone else. She
yeah.
made it too easy.
She made it too easy. I have to agree with that.
and she just didn't have any connections.
Well, no, here's the thing. I think what El Cid, and you correct me if I'm wrong, El Cid. Here's the thing. What I believe El Cid is saying, like, for example, let's say Hussein. If Kiara wanted to toy with Hussein there at the Getaway, there's nothing stopping her. It doesn't matter about whether there's a connection or not. But sometimes you do make things too easy for the other person. And so in other words, he's taking her for granted. Is that kind of maybe what you're saying, El Cid, or no?
It's the same thing I would say with Cisco and Taye. Is like, hey, I already got you. You ain't going nowhere. It's like what has he?
He's not done anything either. You're right.
Right. What have we seen that Jay has put into foster this connection or to foster this my man, my man, my man?
Right. Well, she was too quick to say all that my man, my man, my man stuff. She was way too quick to say that.
Yeah, she could be like, that's a good man, Savannah. I could see myself with him.
Right.
You could say that, but if you're already telling Jay that you basically told him, if we make it to the bridge, I'm all yours. You're basically telling him.
Right. And I don't have eyes for anybody else. I don't have eyes for anybody else. I'm not interested in anybody else. Your thoughts, JR?
Yeah, that's true. She has basically said all of that. And that means she's locked in on him. He hasn't locked in at the same pace. I don't know what he's waiting for, because Sahara ain't it, and Angie ain't it. Rose, I don't think so. Who else what's he waiting for? There's only Kiara there for him.
That's
So
interesting.
he's just marking time. He's just using time because we just here till we get to the bridge.
So she could be like a placeholder, maybe.
But that's when you're supposed to make the decision at the bridge.
That's when they're supposed to make their decision, is at the bridge. Is that what you're saying, JR?
Yeah.
Well, maybe the person is being asked, but doesn't the guy have to make his decision before the bridge?
What, before he literally walks onto it? Yeah.
Okay. But you're saying we're a few episodes away from that.
She's already saying
So
it's me, it's you for you and me forever. She's saying it too early.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem. She's saying it too early. He doesn't have any other connections to even give anyone his attention like that. But he's just not at the same speed that she is. It being so committal.
Gosh. Hell, when in Rome. Yeah. So I don't know. I think the self-awareness part, it may not matter for this particular relationship, but just in life in general, it's good to have self-awareness because you can crush a lot of feelings. You can cause a lot of confusion by not having self-awareness. I don't know. That's what I think. Um, and so Tommy comes in, uncle, nephew, cousin Tommy, and of course we can't see Tommy because we're standing over Tommy right now, but everybody's there, and Tommy is saying, "Hey, look, ladies, I need to talk to the gentleman," and he starts to talk to the men, and Cam tells him about how he feels about Angie, that she's dropped down a little bit in his eyes. And I'm sorry, I'm drawing a whole complete brain fire. We just got finished talking about him. Jay says, well, let me tell you something. I was just so happened Sahara threw her leg over my leg. And oh yeah, I did happen to be massaging her neck, but it really wasn't nothing, it's just platonic. That's my home girl. But then my girl came, Kiara, she came and she saw it and she got angry with me. And she doesn't want to talk about it. And I don't like it because I want her to start talking to me again so we can smash the more. I mean, sorry, you didn't say that last part, but what did you think about this conversation, JR?
Yeah, again, Tommy had to show him, listen, man, you can control if you're massaging her or not. It should have been, that shouldn't have happened. You could control that. If she threw her leg over you, you can't control that. I disagreed with that. Like, if she puts her leg on you, you can definitely put that leg somewhere else or move away from her.
Move your leg. Yep.
Yeah.
I disagree with that part too. I was like, yeah, what, Tommy?
Yeah, he can control both of those things. So, yeah, the optics just weren't good, and now he's in the doghouse.
He's in the doghouse, and now they're not smashing. Allegedly smashing anymore. Okay, Elsie, your thoughts on this conversation between Tommy and Jay?
I understand where Tommy's coming from, but again, I keep saying these people are all single. They're still all single. They're still exploring connections. So, Tommy gives me, double talk. It's like, oh, y'all need to be here. Y'all need to be exploring all the connections. And then it's like, well, you could control if you massage her, or you can't control if her leg is on you. It's like, okay, he's exploring a connection with Sahara. So what now? Kiara's not his woman. So what now?
That's true. That is
so,
true.
It's the double-sidedness for me with Tommy. Is like, unless Jay has said that's his woman, we are not at the bridge. Nobody is finalized. So I just didn't get it. I understand the advice if you're in a committed relationship and you have made that decision, you have chosen this lady, y'all are monogamous. I understand. But right now, where we single and we on vacay, exploring connections, yeah, I don't understand it.
Okay.
And in this whole scene, everybody can put their shirt back on except for Khalil. Okay.
Khalil. Well, wait a minute. What about Cisco?
Everybody can put their shirt back on except for Khalil. I said what I said.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let me go to that comment. Bloop. Okay, so who do you guys suspect will be going home when we come back next week? Who do you think will be the men will send home? JR?
I think Deanna and Angie bottom two, and I think it's Angie that gets sent home.
Because of her busting the windows out of the car situation.
Yeah. And the fact that, aside from Cam, I didn't really see who would really vouch for her. It's tough because Deanna, like we said, she don't have no connections either, man. So, and she's not feeling other guys. So what's the point in keeping her there longer if there's no connections? But I think Angie goes home. The volatility in that environment may trigger her. If she, imagine if it was Angie that walked in on her connection doing what Jay was doing with Sahara. Like, she probably would react a lot more in a more public way. So I think the guys will bear that type of stuff in mind and probably eliminate her.
Okay, yeah, because nobody wants their windows of their ride broken out except maybe Cisco, but that doesn't really count though, right there. But
got no ride.
Exactly.
It won't be his windows. It won't be his window.
It'll be somebody else's windows. Sid, who do you think the guys are gonna send home?
I think it will be Angie because of the whole toxic conversation. Also, Cam said he's pulling back to protect his peace. I'm tired of hearing him say protect his peace. Also, then you got your Fab Four and you can make it to the bridge. Because the thing is, only Cam would have two connections, Rose and Sahara. And then Rose got two connections, Hussein and Cam. We could go to the bridge, right to the bridge.
We can go right to the bridge. We can skip the rest of the episodes and everything. We can't even see the second part of the Getaway because something exciting might really happen next week.
I have given up hope that this second half of the whole season of, Ready to Love got any kind of excitement, other than seeing Khalil run around without his shirt on. I mean, there is no excitement here for me to think, oh, okay, I understand why y'all, had this hiatus for Never Ever Shoulda Mets. But this is given real. I'm expecting, and maybe because of the hiatus, I'm expecting them to come back with a bang, and all I see is fizzle. When you open up a soda and you expect it to go, shh, this has been flat.
It's already flat when you opened it.
Exactly.
My goodness, the carbonation has ran out.
Yeah. Now, I think it's definitely been underwhelming for them to have taken that break. To put a whole show in between, I still don't understand the reasoning for that.
Maybe we're seeing it now. Maybe we're seeing it now, like Sid is saying. We're seeing it.
Well, there's only a few episodes left, right? They're gonna part of the series is gonna be the reunion. We don't know if that's gonna be in 2 parts. We're at episode 9, so we probably only have one more episode before we get to some type of reunion or something, right? 1 or 2 more episodes before we get to the reunion. So decisions have to get made. People have to get sent home. I don't think there is going to be much. Can we call Cam, Rose, and Sahara a love triangle? I don't think so. So I don't see there being much spice or much anything interesting going to happen, really.
Add Hussein and you make it a rumbus.
Did anybody see? I thought it looked like next week when the women do their elimination, it looks like Jay may be called up to be eliminated. Did anybody else think that or no?
Yeah.
Kiara's mad, so yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it also looked like Taye is getting really hot and heavy with the old boy Cisco. What'd you guys think? What'd you think, JR?
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna progress to more kissy and touchy, feely. And it looks like Jay, that could kind of look like an elimination date where they're one-on-one, because what's the point in going on more one-on-ones when they've already been a connection the whole time? So it does look like she's going to be the one to dismiss him. And if she does, then she'll probably self-eliminate.
Of course, there's no one else. This is the problem. Taye with Cisco. If one of them go, the other one has no connection. Same thing with, Jay and Kiara. There's no other connection. Same thing with Deanna and Khalil. There's no other connection. So that's why I think it's kind of futile after, Angie sent home prediction next week. I think it's futile to do any more eliminations. Because it'll be interesting to see. This is where production has to get it together. It'll be interesting to see Rose and Sahara there and to see who he walks up to. Or it'll be interesting to see Hussein and Cam standing somewhere and see where does Rose show up.
Yeah. Does anybody else feel like she seems like she's as undecided as Cam seems to be? Or is it just me?
Who?
Rose.
Nah, I don't think, I think she likes Hussein. Remember from the first mixer, they really hit it off with the interior design and the creative artistry of it all. I really think she does like, hey, she chose to sit next to Hussein when they were doing, riding on the bus and stuff like that. Even though she got the shirts for Cam, she does say Cam needs to step up to claim her time if he wants to. So I think she's more leaning towards Hussein. But yeah, Taye ready to give up the cookies. Why? Ladies, I do not understand why if you say this man does not meet my standards, you're still entertaining him. Why?
Nothing better has come along yet.
But that doesn't mean that you settle. And now you're looking foolish on this national television with this man who does not meet your standards.
That's why Deanna said these men are not my caliber. Deanna said, not me. These are my caliber.
Deanna is not out here necking and kissing and rubbing it down.
No, she's not. She's wearing some sexy outfits, but no, she ain't doing none of that.
You can look. Exactly. Deanna's like, you could look, but what you ain't going to get is me if you're not at my standards. Yes, it may seem mean or whatever, but Taye is out here with a man that is not, at the level she wants for herself. She said she wanted for herself. I don't care. Be happy if you want a man, again, like I said last week, he doesn't have to have a car. He's in Philly. He's in a metro area. He's using the bus because, hey, the price of the cars, the insurance, but does he have a plan for where he wants to go to buy that house, to have that car? What is his plan to get there? We haven't heard it from Cisco, so why is Taye pouring into this man?
Somebody said earlier, I think it was my girl, Little Hurtler, said Stockholm Syndrome. This is kind of what she's used to.
And she knows he cheated before. And she said she's been cheated by everyone in her past. She is repeating the cycle.
That part. And I think until she gets some healing and some therapy, she's not going to ever understand why she's repeating it. But she definitely is.
That's why I can't get too harsh. I get harsh on Cisco because of his circumstance. I get harsh on him because of that, because he's not explaining this is the reason why he's, doing this to get financially better after divorce. But on the other hand, Taye, young lady, you are choosing this man and you are letting him know you choose him with this substandard grading on a curve. You are choosing this man. And as much as I can say whatever, Cisco is presenting himself as he is. He is honestly telling you, I have no car, I'm renting a room, and my mama don't want me at her house.
And my grandmama don't like me neither.
And you still want to be all canoodling with this man and choose him. I cannot support Taye at this point at all.
No. And like I said last week, after I did some research, the average salary for a person in her position is somewhere upwards of $180,000 to $250,000 a year. So why, Sway? Why?
Right. She's at the caliber of remember esthetician, Married at First Sight Chicago MM. Then we also had the young lady who was the Barbie doll who was part of Ready to Love. Was it Dallas or Houston?
Who was that?
The same one that Chris was on. Southern Chris was on. That the lady showed up at her job after the fact of the show.
I'm so lost.
She came in as a curveball later on. Barbie. She was a very beautiful young lady.
Okay, but what does she do?
She was
Is
an
that what you
esthetician as well, making way a lot of money.
Ooh, yeah. I think the women. Ooh, anyway. Mm, mm, mm.
Right. Where's Tay's family?
Mm-hmm. Right. Where is her family? That's a good question. Because if she got a brother, an uncle, they need to talk to her. Girl, stop it.
Hey, we don't know. And the thing is, even if she has a brother, whatever, she needs to want better for herself.
She does.
And yes, Cisco is very comfortable sleeping on the couch at the Airbnb.
Right. That was another thing. Like I just literally hate when people try to sleep on couches. Do you know that is the easiest way to ruin your couch by letting somebody sleep on it? Like stop that.
Hmm.
Like what? Stop that. You don't need to be sleeping on the couch, but like you said, very comfortable sleeping on the couch because why? That's his bed.
And if you don't steam them couches, if you are in a place like Philadelphia using public transportation,
Ooh.
sitting on public seats,
Ooh, I know
and
where
then
you're going with
sitting on a
this.
couch,
Ooh.
okay, I'm just saying.
Ooh, scary. Little bugs, little bugs. Well, anyway, I think
Monroe, tell me bye.
we've gotten Cisco. We've whipped him well enough since Tay won't do it. We've whipped him well enough. Um, what do you have going on? And where can the people find you, JR?
You can find me on Life is Reality on YouTube, JRX TV on Instagram, and now TikTok. Yeah, relationship reviews, some health, fitness, property, well-being, all that type of stuff. So check me out.
Check you out. Yes, absolutely. We'll do that. El Cid, tell the people where they can find you and what you're doing on your different platforms.
Okay, I am Elsa 932 on YouTube. You can find me here for Ready to Love on actually Aubrey. Mondays, I am now doing Love is Blind UK live, and JR has been wonderful. He's agreed to join me. That's at 5 o'clock. And then I have a members live, which is for only the 18 and over crowd. Thank you. Where we talk about risque things and we have a good bit of fun.
Yes,
Adult
believe her.
conversation. Adult
Believe her when she
conversations
says it.
only.
Yes, believe her. I was there. It was good.
Then Tuesdays, I do Match Me Abroad with actually Aubrey. Wednesdays is King's Court. Nothing on Thursday, but Fridays we do unscripted. That's where the chat, we talk about anything you want to talk about. And we certainly talk about music. We pick a year in music and we go over the top 10 or the top 20, and we have a good kiki. On Saturdays at 5:05, I cover Project Runway with the image architect Law Roach is a judge. So even if you don't watch the show, Project Runway, even if you don't watch it, I have photos of each of the designs that went down the runway, and we grade it. We may not be the professionals, but we have an opinion. And we have a good old time over there. Project Runway on Saturdays.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A lot. So much going on. She pointed out we're here every Sunday until Ready to Love is over with. Let me give the people the expression that I have on my face right now that just will not go away. This is me right here. Yeah, we'll be here every Sunday about 6:25 p.m. give or take EST time. And what is that? 11:25 UK time, JR?
Yeah.
And then on Tuesdays, 5 o'clock p.m. Because El Cid makes me be on time every Tuesday. We'll be here covering Match Me Abroad. And if you guys don't know, that's a show on TLC Network, and it's about Americans that go overseas to find their love. Okay. So make sure you've liked the video. Make sure you subscribe to not only myself, but my wonderful guest, Life is Reality, LCID932. And we'll see you again on Tuesday at 5, guys. Okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.